So some of you have been using Zoom. A couple things I want to remind you of, that Zoom does have a whiteboard, and that's under screen share. And then you can also do breakout rooms as well with Zoom. Anyway, this video is about finding your recorded conferences and getting the links. So over here, if I've come over here to meetings, and what I want to do is come down where it says recordings. And you'll notice that now I have nothing showing here because I haven't done any cloud recordings. I want to switch to local recordings. What this does is it tells you where your recorded conferences are located on your device, and it has to be the device in which you did the conference. So for example, I did a meeting here, and it'll show you this is on my C drive user, and then this is me, A tool. Under documents, then there's a folder called Zoom, and then the next is a folder with the meeting date in it. So that's where you find your stuff for all your recorded conferences. Now, what that looks like, there are a couple ways to do it. On my device, I can click on the folder down here, and then I can come to, as it said, you can see it said go to Documents, and then I'm going to go to Zoom, and then these are all the meeting dates, and then inside of this will be my folders. I want the one that's Zoom_0. You'll see when I hover over this, it's an MP4 file. That's the one with video and audio. So again, what I did to get here, just so you can be on the same page, was I went to this folder down at the bottom, clicked on Documents, and then I came over here to Zoom, and then I opened up the folder. Now, the file I want is this one. Okay, so that's where it is on my computer. Now, some of you are saying, okay, I don't have a little folder icon down at the bottom. So I'm going to do Windows Desktop for a sec so you can clear this out. All right, and then the other way you can get to this would be if you come over here to this PC, and then you click Documents, and then look for the Zoom folder, open it up, and then find the date. Okay, so that's where you can see where your stuff is. What you want to do next, though, is actually upload this either to YouTube or to Google Drive. So what I would do is come to my folder. Remember on the WASM page, you've got this close your folder right here. So we go to that folder, that whichever one's yours, open it up, and then once inside that folder, you're going to come over to the left and click New. So I'm going to do New, and then I'm going to do New, and then I'm going to choose File Upload. Now here's where it gets tricky. You want to navigate back to that Zoom folder. So remember it was under Documents, and then I went to find Zoom, and then I went to the date where the meeting was. And then I want this one, Zoom/_. All right, so I have the file, and then I'm going to click Open. And what it'll do is it'll upload that file. All right, so let's just pretend that's there. So we'll do the upload. Now it's done. It'll take a second before this fully registers here and people can actually click on it. Usually you can tell when this changes from red to actually you can see something inside of here. But ultimately what I'm going to do once I have this is I'm going to right click, and I'm going to come over here to Share. And under Share, I'm going to come to the bottom right, and I'm going to click Advanced. Under Advanced, I'm going to go up to where it says Change. Here, I want to either choose K12 Albemarle or K12 with the link. One of these two settings is what I would recommend for your videos. And then that will put the video in a shareable spot, and it's in your folder. And then, so I would switch it to this one, and I'm going to hit Save. They can view it, and I'm going to copy this link. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom, so Control-C to copy that link. And then I'm going to hit Done. All right, so now this one is shareable. And then I'm going to take that same link, and I'm going to put it in a couple places. Hold that thought. If you choose to do YouTube, what you would do to do YouTube is you would go to youtube.com. Sign in as you on your Google account, school Google account. Go to youtube.com. You have a page or a channel, whether you realize it or not. Over to the right, there's a little camera with a plus icon on it. You want to left click on that camera icon, and you want to choose Upload Video File. So that's the camera icon here, and then Upload Video File. Then you're going to navigate back to the same spot where you just were, which it'll say select files. I'm going to hit select, and then it's going to give me a pop-up. I'm going to choose documents, and I'm going to go to zoom. It was already here by default, just in case you're wondering. And then you pick it, choose zoom _0. Now, if you have several conferences, you'll see several zoom _ files here. Click open. This will put it here. If you're doing YouTube, I would strongly encourage you to change the setting from public to private. When you do, it'll ask you for it, so switch it to private. The other thing is some people ask the difference between private and unlisted. Private keeps it out of all the searches, but it gives you an unlimited number of people who can view it. Public means anybody can see it. Unlisted means you get 50 people who can access that, and that's it. All right, and so you can see I had a duplicate, so it was abandoned. All right, but once you're done, you get a link. The next thing is to go to Schoology. And what I would do is I would go to the folder where I've been putting all my stuff for this week. And the first thing I would do is come over to that folder, and I would choose Add Materials. And then under Add Materials, I would do Add Link File or External Tool. And then what I would do here is choose Link. And so this is the first place where I would put this. So here's the link I copied, and I would say Monday Conference. And then I would hit Add. The next thing I would do is I would go to Updates. And on Updates, what I did, actually, I should probably backtrack one sec. Updates is the first page any student of mine sees in my course. And so what I did was I changed my course update landing page. So if I go to Course Options, Edit Privacy or Course Settings here, scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll notice right here, default landing page is Updates. Some of you may have it saying Materials. I chose Updates. I hit Save Changes. Okay, so that means when they first come to my course, that's what they see first. All right, let me go back to Updates. This is the update, and so every time they land, they would see this. So I would type in a message like, hey guys, and then blah, blah, blah. And then after I type my message, I'm going to come up here to where it says Insert Content. That's this arrow right here, box and the arrow. Choose Link. And then I'm going to, again, paste the link here. Give it a title, Monday's Conference. And I would hit Insert. That puts this as a link here. As you can see, that's a link there. The other place I would put a link with my updates was I would use this link button here. And I would do the same thing, paste it here, and then give it a title. And hit attach. And then before I post this, I would copy this message. The reason I'm going to do that, and then I would hit post. I'm going to come over here to the right where the envelope is, and I'm going to choose this little envelope here, and I'm going to left click on it, and I'm going to choose new message. What I will do now is the message I just copied, I would paste here, and then I would put in my information, and then I would choose my students. And again, you have the same option for putting the link in. You may have to go back and get the link. It's showing me now. So apparently we have to go back and get the link. And that would be a little irritating, but not so bad. You can just come back here, right click, and it says get shareable link. There's the link. Copy it, and then come back to your Schoology and put the link in here. And basically you're repeating stuff. What this does is it puts your link in several places for your students. All right, and then you would hit 2 and then hit send. All right, so then now your students have it under updates, they have it in the folder, and they also have it as a message. The last thing that I would do, and maybe this might be overkill, but I would go to materials. And what I used to do when I taught online was I had a page, and it was called Developmental Resources. So I would go here, and I'm going to do add a page. And what I would do is on Developmental Resources, I would make available links needed for that unit, links needed, videos with the links, and presentations with the links. And so I would make a page, and so I would just call it Developmental Resources. And then, like I was just telling you, I ought to have videos. And in our day and age, we probably now have conferences. And then I would have links. So what I would do for conferences is, let's say I type in Monday, I'm going to highlight this text, and then there's actually a link button right here. So I'll link it, and then I would paste in, you'll notice it says Monday, and I'll paste in a link to Monday's conference. And then that's what I would do, and I would hit create. In this case, you would edit the page as you add new ones. But then your students have this developmental resource for like week 1, and so on and so forth. And so once you have that page, create it, and you can tell your kids about it in your updates. You can actually come back in each week and update stuff, edit, and maybe you add a new page and call it week 2, or you edit the old one and just have one developmental resource page. That's totally your call. Anyway, these are the steps to help you as far as getting your links available to your students.